Hi guys, Linda from Handmade Iowa. This is a little bit different craft today. I had someone that wanted 3 of these pumpkins that I made last year. I had them on Facebook and sold a lot, like I don't know, I don't even, lot. And it's a bed spring. I don't know if you can see this. They're bed springs, which I bought, probably the whole bed was cut apart at a garage sale for $5, and they're coming out my ears still. And I just added a bunch of old lace, and on these I put pieces of old quilt inside. I don't know if you can see this. Lots of different lace, this eyelash trim, pieces of doily, wrapped it around, it's all glued on, some eyelash trim up here, some beads, a stick off a tree. And anyway, someone ordered 3. I'm not going to say her name because she watches my videos, but I've got 2 ready, and I thought, light bulb, why don't I do one on YouTube? So you could make your own if you wanted. Sometimes I think when people think, oh, I can do that, by the time they buy all the supplies, they'd have been better off just buying it from the crafter. Because I've seen these generally go for $3 a piece in the antique shops. But there's 2 of them, all done. Cute. I don't even have one. Maybe I'll make myself one someday. And so here is the bed spring. Most of mine, I actually took the box to my son, and I have a grinder, but I just said, will you do this for me? And I had them cut off because I put, let me show you, let me grab what I do. I have a lot of these on hand. Let's see. Where are you, hearts? Quilt hearts. So these are what I do year round. Quilted hearts. I put up, this one's not got a picture on it, but generally I put a tag, a key, an old photo. I cut up my quilts, and I, just like this one, and I plop them, this one has bells, in a bed spring, and so there you have it. So that's what I do with them. So my son has, some of my quilts have gotten too fat, so he cut a bunch of them down for me so that the wider opening would adjust to my quilt. See the problem? These tall, thin ones, this one needs a photo and a tag. See how cute is that? So I probably have 30 more bed springs left after doing these for 2 years. So I need to get my Etsy shop open and get this stuff on there. It's ridiculous. Okay, so back to today's craft. Get these out of the way. I just like these, are so cute. So, where did that spring go now? Where did you go, my lovely? What did I do with it? Okay, here it is. So what I do is I just kind of put a base down to have something to glue to. This is the inside of the quilt that I tore apart. They've always got, some of them have so many layers. So many layers. So I just put a little glue on there to get it in place. The tricky part is don't get burnt. Don't get burnt. And then I just build. I don't know where I got this idea. It just came to me in a dream. So see, we've got a little bit of old quilt showing, a little bit of really old, this is just really fragile. You can even see the quilt stitches in it. And then I start just putting lace on. However, no rhyme or reason. I better get that out of the way. Let's see, let's go this way. Where is my spatula? So Friday, yay, it's Friday, which doesn't mean a lot when you're retired. I just want a day where I don't have to be bothered with anything and I can just sit in here and play, just play. Okay, then I bring in the big guns and I just start building pieces of lace. It's kind of in the way. My desk is so full of stuff. Like everyone's. It's, you know, you got to have it at hand where you can see it. So I'm just going to put a piece across like this. And maybe, oh, it did tear. I didn't think it would tear. Okay. I hope I'm on camera. I'm going to hold that down so it sticks. And how about something that's really white for a contrast? This was my bedroom curtains in my house before this. I was married to my second husband, and we bought that house, and it was built, well, I don't know when it was built, but it was the brother of, well, he was something to do with the state, and his brother, I don't know what his brother was, but it's a landmark home, and this was his brother's home, and it went from his possession to his daughter's possession and her husband, and so that's one family. The daughter just remained in the home with her husband, and then the couple that bought it from them, which would be owners number 2, I guess you could count it that way, they were there for 50 years. And then my husband and I bought it. It had the wraparound porch on 3 sides. My girlfriend from California had gone through breast cancer, double mastectomy, chemo, the whole nut, very sick, just had a really bad time with it. And she came to Iowa to stay with me, and we'd never met in real life. We were Facebook friends from a website. It'd be just like meeting people on Instagram. But, you know, she knew I was a real person. I was a real girl. Pinocchio, a real boy. Anyway, we just got to know each other and just had a connection. And I don't know, 7, 8 years later, never meeting in real life, she said, I'm coming. Well, her daughter happened to be living in Bellevue, which is by Omaha, because her daughter's husband worked at Offutt Air Force Base. So she had an ulterior motive for coming. She was coming to see kids. But anyway, she was at her daughter's for like, I don't know, a week, 3, 4 days. I don't remember. Then she came and stayed with me. I went to Omaha to get her. And she came and stayed with me. And we had just bought this home. And so nothing had been done to it. The floors were absolutely beautiful. I spent the first few weeks ripping up the carpet, and the floors were pristine underneath. Absolutely gorgeous. Big old home. Big old home. Very well maintained. But anyway, the wallpaper in the bedrooms was from when the kids that grew up there for 50 years. So the room that I did before she got here had like I don't remember what the wallpaper was, but the border had horses on it. So it was like cowboy themed for a little boy. So I took the wallpaper off. Did I take it off? I think I just went over it. I just went over it because it was intact really good. I wallpapered over it with a Victorian little rose print. No border. Took the window shutters off. It had bottom and top shutters. I took the top ones off and left the bottom ones, but I painted the bottom ones all white. I took them outside and had them sprayed. I brought in a bistro set, 2 chairs and a little round table. I bought that at Menards, if you know what Menards is. And there's a doily. That would be cute. Oh, I put an old vintage chalkboard in there that I got with the oak pencil rail along it. And I wrote a quote on there about the wind and the sails. It's a very famous, I can't quote it, but it was about being strong. And I put a garden gate in there with the old iron, curvy iron at the top. I leaned that against the wall, and I bought a string of daisies at Hobby Lobby, the flowers, and I clothespined vintage photos on it. The room was darling, absolutely darling. I bought a whole new bed set. And when she walked in, she just couldn't believe it. It was really so pretty. She stayed with me for about 4 days in that house. I don't know how I got on this tangent. What has this got to do with anything? I was going somewhere with it. Okay, there goes the pumpkin. So let's look from the side. Boy, do you guys do that with your stories in your brain? It just kind of gets sidetracked. How cute is that? This pumpkin's going to lean crooked. Make sure it's glued really good. Well, that story's over. Did you ever hear the quote or the saying, if you can't remember, it must have been a lie? I don't like this gather on here. By the way, these are $3 at, I might keep that there. You know what I'll do with it? I'll ink it up. And if she doesn't like it, she can take it off. Not wanting to ink very good. Maybe I'll put a little coffee on it before I ship it. So, I went thrifting yesterday, got some good hauls. 500 envelopes. Crazy. They were there, I haven't been there for 2 weeks to this particular shop. That's not long enough. And they put different colored stickers on, and for 2 weeks, whatever the color of sticker is half price. Well, anyway, I looked at them, and I have so many envelopes already because I have bought so many in there and other times, you know, and then sometimes they'll have stacks of them and they'll just say free, just because they're just odds and ends envelopes. And I've taken rubber bands full of those in the past, and I just have plenty. Plus, you know, you get them in the junk mail. Anyway, they were there for $5 a couple weeks ago, and I said to my son, look at this. And he goes, what are you going to do with all those? I said, I don't know, you're right. Because you got to store them. Needless to say, that's the first problem, far before using them up. So I passed them by. Well, when we went yesterday, they were there. And the orange, it was green, the green tag that was on them. So they were half price for $2.50. I'm like, Gatorade price. I'm taking them. So I don't know. They're going to just, see there's one little piece of lace hanging off. Then I can put on some crocheting. Maybe I'll just gather that. I never know what I'm going to do till I just start pushing the glue gun. If I yell, I've been burned. Oh, that's cute in there. There. That's cute. See that piece of old, very heavily dyed. And then this is on the other side, so now we need a different lace. How about some of this eyelash trim? I don't know what this is called. This stuff. Just put a couple lengths of that on. Okay, then what? Another piece. Maybe I'll put a piece of this around the top. The people that bought these last year, I lined them up along my buffet. It was a china cabinet that I turned into a coffee bar. I lined them all up, and I never dreamed people would be buying like 6 and 8 at a time, but they did. So, boy, this is about all I did for a few days. I think I have that one. How about, let's see, what's this one? This is so weird. It's like, see? It's like sticky. I don't know what it is. It feels like some kind of a, like, it feels like fabric, but it also feels like some kind of a vinyl tablecloth. I don't know what the heck it is. What the heck? How about a piece of eyelet? Maybe we will cut this off because I don't like these. I always cut away and don't think about if I'm on screen. I'm going to do a video about my haul yesterday. Got a couple pieces of jewelry. I try not to buy it unless it has a lot of charms on it, or if the holes in the beads are big enough to thread without being annoyed. So I only got a couple of those. I collect Aramish bracelets. Didn't find any of those. I was disappointed because a lot of times I'll get at least one, sometimes 2 or 3. And if you don't know what they are, you'll have to look them up. The beads are faceted. They're just pretty. They run about $8 in a store, so they're not really expensive. But they're just really pretty, and they have the Aramish tag on them. It's 2 sisters, Erica and Michelle, I think. I don't know. They sell them at, I think I'll make a bow. They sell them at one of the shops the boutiques I go to. And they're anywhere from basic $8, but I get them for $1. And I hoard them. I'm obsessed with them. I'm obsessed. Do I wear them? Nope. I don't wear them. Once in a while, I'll put them on, but I'm not a jewelry person. But anyway, I have a vintage dresser set that I got in an antique shop. It's a long glass for like combs. And then there's some round ones with lids. It's a whole set. And one of those I have, it's just full of them. I've had them sitting in cut glass bowls before. You know what? I wonder if this would be cute. Up there. No. This bow is too big. I don't like these things big. Okay, let's do it. I just want little points of interest all the way around. Is what I try to do. There. There's that. Okay, let's see if it looks full enough. I don't want it to get too junky. Maybe if I have one more thing. Let's see, green pumpkin. That might be all. I think I'll put this on. Twist it up. I think I'll put it right in here. There. There we got it. Just a pumpkin on wire with a whole bunch of floof. And that is how we do it. 1, 2, and 3. And they're each different. This is, I wrapped a stick with a piece of old ribbon. Ribbon! There we go. I don't know if they're in screen, but that is it. All right, guys, I just wanted to do one of these on camera. You can do your own. They're very easy. As you can see, it didn't take anything. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.